Well, when I think of implicit bias, I think about the unexamined assumptions that people carry with them about the world around them, about other people as well.
Another word for an implicit bias would be unconscious racism, as opposed to explicit bias, which is more of endorsing negative stereotypes.
It's a kind of prejudice based on or comes from the internalized beliefs that people develop over their lifetime, from really age 3 on.
They may be so subtle that we're not even aware of them, yet they play such a profound effect on our behavior and our beliefs.
Implicit bias operates in a different area of our brain, okay? And the best way I can explain that is we have 2 processes. System 2 processes are those processes that require more reflective thought. System 1 processes are those where we make quick decisions, heuristics.
Biases are not necessarily wrong. We all have them. They're a part of our makeup as humans, but I think the problem is that what do we do with these biases and how we allow these biases to influence and affect our behavior?
I've witnessed and experienced implicit bias. I know growing up, that was really prevalent in my experiences, not just in the educational experience, but even in society.
Implicit bias in higher education could take the form of hiring practices, for example. It could take the form of admittance, who's admitted and who is not.
We have individuals who are capable of coming to a university such as the one we have here, but again, why aren't they here?
There are also examples where Black faculty members have been denied tenure for not having earned a certain number of publications, while others having fewer publications were granted tenure.
Well, in terms of how these biases are formed, I can speak very personally. I was taught them by my parents, for example. Again, not bad people, just people who were taught them by their parents and so forth.
Part of why it's difficult for people to own implicit bias is because first of all, they refuse to recognize it.
Just discovering what those are and then working towards making a change in it. It's an ongoing process. It's not something that happens overnight.
People write brilliant documents, but they don't adhere to them. From an institutional standpoint, that's the biggest problem. And so how you might go about that is rewarding those who do it.
How we can overcome those biases individually and collectively is, again, starting with ourselves.
Because I think we need to own it and be very willing and able to call one another on it if we're going to get where we need to be.
And I think that's something that needs to be changed if we want to move closer towards social justice.
It's not enough to just talk about the changes, but there have to be some intentional actions with some outcomes that are measurable. Not only say we are going to do something different, but we actually have to show it.